Alright guys and girls, this is Jerningham here. More sickening news on the TV. An 18-year-old boy has been stabbed to death protecting his mother in East London in his home. Now, why should someone have to be targeted and stabbed all the time in the world? Now, I think it's the story over this 18-year-old boy had a coat and had his business at home with his mom, and this guy stolen his coat, which costed a lot of money. I think Sinargo Studios did a video about this, unless this is the same video, I don't know. But even so, this 18-year-old boy has had his whole life ahead of him. He had friends and family, people that he knew, and apparently his mum said he died in her arms in peace, and her 18-year-old son will probably be with God now, she said on the video. Now, no one deserves to go through like that. You wouldn't even do it to an animal, either. You know what I mean? You do it to a human being. What I mean by that is, the way the world's going at the moment, it's going disgraceful. It's getting disgusting for a lot of people. Some of us are ashamed of the world, others ain't. You had that thing with the police officer that killed that woman, Sarah Evenhard, in London. You had that police officer in Yorkshire that got arrested for doing some naughty things. Now you got this incident in London. There's a lot of stabbings that are happening in London recently, and it's gone off the scale. Is there more stabbings that are happening around England, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales that we don't know about? They've got their own news there. We're going to listen to what this lady says about this sickening news about this boy. It's horrible. You know, taking someone's life over a coat, or breaking into their house without asking and taking their life, or shooting them in their own house just because you don't like them or you don't understand them, or you've never seen them before, or you've been ordered by your crew to go and kill somebody in a gang, but they don't like when you're doing their dirty work for them. It's horrible. Anyway, we're going to be listening to what this woman says, and the news lady and the woman.
Drugs. In the UK, official figures suggest the fall in COVID cases has slowed. Plus,
we'll also discuss our deep concerns with actions by China, including in Xinjiang, Hong Kong, Taiwan.
The United States does not have the qualification to say that it wants to speak to China from a position of strength.
A tense start to the first US-China talks of the Biden presidency played out in front of the cameras. Good afternoon. Investigations underway after an 18-year-old man was stabbed to death in his family home in East London. Hussein Chowdhury is said to have been defending his family and died in his mother's arms. Police say a post-mortem examination found the first-year law student died of a stab wound to the neck. Well, his sister Afia Ahmed Chowdhury has paid tribute to him on Twitter, saying, "Yesterday, my beautiful baby brother left this world the same way he came in, cradled in my mother's arms. He died defending his family. His eyes were bright, his face showed no pain. He was at peace. To God we belong, and to him we return. You're home now, baby. I'll see you soon." Well, our correspondent, Ivor Bennett, had this from Walthamstow in East London.
No arrests yet, but police have launched a murder investigation, and two police officers are on the scene. As you can see, a police cordon is still in place around the family home, because this is the spot on the
Teenagers murder investigated and launched after the 18-year-old student Hassan C.H. Dury was stabbed to death at Walthamstow.
A very kind, very funny and very bright young man. I just want to read you a snippet of one particularly touching tribute from one of his former teachers. It says, "Such a wonderful human being, a kind, funny soul." The attack happened inside the family home. We have been told by the police in front of the family. The exact circumstances around it are still unclear, but a witness we have spoken to here today said he saw two attackers both carrying knives and a lot of blood everywhere. The police have just confirmed to us in the last few minutes, Detective Chief Inspector Perry Benton, that they are hunting for two attackers, they believe, two assailants, trying to identify them now. They said the cause of death at the time was put down to a stab wound to the neck, and this is what he had to say a few moments earlier. Police were called here on Wednesday, 17th of March, at about 5:20 to an altercation that had occurred inside a house, which then spilled out into the street. Unfortunately, during that altercation, Hussein Chowdhury received fatal injuries. And during the same
Police say the
incident, his
first
mother
year law
and brother
student
received
lost
serious
his
head
life
injuries.
in a
We're following a number of lines of
tragic
inquiry to try and do everything we can as
circumstances
quickly as we
and
can,
have
to try and reassure the
appealed
public
for
that
information.
we want to get justice for Hussein's family. This has completely devastated his family. I understand he was a very much loved son and brother, and obviously he was very much well loved. And so I'm determined to do everything I can to identify those responsible. Now, both Hussein Chowdhury's mother and brother were also injured to the attack. Serious injuries to their hands, it's been described as, by that police officer you just heard from there. And the mother is still in hospital as we speak. It sounds like an absolutely horrific attack. That's how it was described by the police. And a neighbour we've spoken to today also said that her son, her 8-year-old son, witnessed the aftermath of it, and that much alone has left him traumatised. This is what she had to say.
2 days ago, my son came outside and he called me screaming that somebody stabbed our neighbor in front of our house. Because of that, he was panicking and shivering. I come out and see, and I saw my neighbor on the floor there bleeding, and he's unconscious as well. So since then, my son has not been able to sleep. He's always panicking and crying at the night. And today, he told me he doesn't want to go to school.
Hussein Chowdhury was 18 years old. He's lived in this area many years. He went to school, sixth form college, and had just started, was halfway through his first year as a law student, undergraduate student at SOAS University in central London. A very promising life ahead of him, and the head of that law department has issued a statement today in which they say, "We will remember Hussein as a very kind and thoughtful student who was excited to be studying law and brought this enthusiasm to his classes and his interactions. Hussein had high ambitions and equally high aptitude and promise. All of us mourn his death." As I say, police have launched a murder investigation. No arrests have been made so far, but they are now appealing for witnesses. For anyone who was on this road, it would have been extremely busy. It's busy now. 5:30 rush hour would have been even busier. They're appealing for anyone who saw anything to come forward.
That's some breaking news to bring you, and we have the latest COVID data. 4,802 new COVID cases have been reported in the last 24 hours. That is actually down on yesterday when there were 6,303. There have been 101 more deaths reported compared with yesterday's 95, so slightly up. There often are slight variations day to day, and that takes the total number of people who've died to 126,026. But on a positive note, the figures show that 26.26 million first doses of the vaccine have now been given.
Well,
Finland has suspended the use of the
you all enjoyed the video. I know it's very saddening, that boy dying and losing his own life. Lots of people are heartbroken and are breaking down over it. Sometimes in life, you people out there carrying knives and guns have got to think with this in your brain. Because if you take an innocent life, you didn't mean to do it, or you did it on purpose, or you were ordered to do it by your gang members or soldiers that are out there, who is the person that's going to get in trouble? You're going to get in trouble. The gang member that ordered you to do the killing and shooting, you know what I mean? They could probably get in trouble as well. But you're the one who did the acts. But anyway, thank you for joining this video, and rest in peace for that boy that died, who got stabbed. Sickening. Anyway, thank you for joining me in this video, guys and girls. Peace. Will this world get any better?